We're at a wonderful monument here. This is Tregiffian at St. Buryan's, and for once I'm just going to have to read out the description. So this monument's been cut a little bit by the road, and you come up to it, and what you have on the top of it is some really nice capstones. So what you usually see with these types of monuments from the Neolithic period is just one major capstone, but this one has substantially got more than that. So what we're talking about, the chamber itself is over 4.5 meters in length, and it's got a good width of about 2 meters if we see this from the road, and then when you go inside the base itself to the underfloor of the capstone is about 1 meter in height. So if we get off the road a little bit and we sort of interpret this a little bit more, so you can see two of the capstones. You can see 1, 2, there'll be a missing one there, and then be a third one. And then what we do find is all these stones around the outside. So if we want to look at a sequence of events around 6,000 years ago, where we've got the chamber, the Neolithic chamber, and we would think about inhumation, burial, bones that have been collected, possibly from sites known as causewayed enclosures. And then what we do have is these curbstones around the outside, which would have then been constructed in the Bronze Age. And then what we do find then is if we've got a stone here, if we look, is a stone with cut marks on them, which you can see. This is a stone, the original actually in the Truro Museum, taken away for its actual safety. So the excavation work in the 1970s and probably before revealed several pits inside, and these pits inside could be a number of times in antiquity. So these two burial pits inside the chamber itself contained what's referred to as collared urns. Now, we know that collared urns are sort of coming from the Neolithic into the Bronze Age, varying date on that, so they would have been inverted, and we're talking that these inverted collared urns would have been about a foot in height, flat bottomed, slightly tapered from the base to the collar, hence collared urn, with a bit of chevron decoration. And it's likely what we do find is that the megalithic period of building 5,500 years ago would have utilised the large boulders from the landscape, the glacial boulders, and then what would have happened is that, say in the Bronze Age, going into 4.5, it's a bit early for the Bronze Age actually, 4,000 years ago, you use the smaller stones as curbstones, broken up from other monuments in the landscape. This is part of a much deeper, larger prehistoric landscape. So there have been a number of these monuments, and the previous video that we've just seen about the maidens, that would have been contemporary with this, and the maidens are just sort of over there, meters away. So this is the main chambers predating the maidens, Neolithic period, and then you've got the Bronze Age site here, Bronze Age linking in with the maidens. There have been a number of these across the landscape, and what we need to say is that we are lucky to have this monument with us today. This is KARL-JAMES LANGFORD for Seek and Search in Cornwall with Archaeology Cymru.